What is up everyone, it is Sacred Saiyan here, welcoming you back to another video. Today we're going to be doing the finale of the series, What If Cell Turned Good. If you end up liking today's video then please consider subscribing. It is free and you can always unsubscribe later. Also, if you want to join my Discord server, then there will be a link to that in the description of the video. You can talk to me and my community, grind for roles, hang out, and if you put your art in the art text channel and 10 people react to it with a star, it will get featured at the end of a video. And with all of that out of the way, let's get into today's episode of What If Cell Turned Good. So now we're going to skip over a couple of arcs, because they are simply not worth covering. Resurrection F would still take place, with Frieza still training for 4 months, and then attacking Earth. However, with an Ultimate Gohan who has kept up his training still on Earth, Frieza wouldn't stand a chance, and would get easily defeated. The Universe 6 vs Universe 7 tournament would also remain relatively the same. However, Gohan would actually compete in the tournament, and Cell would also compete. Monarca also wouldn't be in the tournament since Goku and Vegeta are already motivated by Cell being stronger than them by a significant margin. Goku would still use Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 10 against Hit, but since Goku is stronger here, this time he would actually defeat Hit, meaning neither Cell or Gohan gets a fight. I would also like to note that just before the tournament takes place, Beerus would decide to train Cell personally, making him a God of Destruction candidate. You may wonder why Cell would want to be a God of Destruction. Well, it is very simple. Cell believes he still has a long way to go before he can finally reach redemption for his wrongdoings, and as a God of Destruction, he can help billions of people while working alongside the Supreme Kais. And since Cell trained under the Supreme Kais for so long, he has a good relationship with them, and he can also combine the teachings of the Supreme Kais and Gods of Destruction to make himself the perfect God of Universe 7. Pun intended. We would now head to the Goku Black arc, Zamasu still having the same motives to take Goku's body and kill all mortals. However, since Goku's body is stronger, Trunks would have an even harder time surviving against Goku Black, but he would barely make it to the past to seek help from his friends. Goku Black would follow Trunks to the past, but this time, before Goku even gets a chance to face his imposter, Cell would fly up to face the corrupted Kai. Goku Black would look at Cell with disgust, stating that Cell was one of the major factors in his decision to wipe out all mortals from the cosmos. Cell would look over to Beerus, his look at the God of Destruction seeming like he was asking for permission to do something. Beerus would nod, and Cell would look back at Goku Black, smirking as he does. Cell mocks the Kai, saying for acting all high and mighty, it is truly undivine of a Kai to steal a mortal's body. Goku Black looks in shock, asking how Cell knows he is a Supreme Kai. Cell would glare at Goku Black, saying that for how long he trained under Supreme Kais, he knows what their divine energy feels like. However, Goku Black's is different. It's corrupted, and the one way to make it pure once again is to get rid of it entirely. Goku Black would look confused, but then he wouldn't be able to move. Cell is paralysing him with one hand, and in the other, he powers up a sphere of purple energy. Using the techniques of both the Kais and Gods of Destruction, Cell would then go on to say, Hakai, as he erases Goku Black. Trunks would thank Cell, saying he still finds it hard to trust Cell, but he has saved his timeline. After a short time, Trunks would be ready to go back to his timeline, however Cell insists on coming with him. He still believes there is a further threat to Trunks' timeline. Trunks would reluctantly agree to Cell coming with him, so awkwardly, Cell would jump in the time machine with Trunks. Cell remembering when he killed an alternate version of Trunks to get this exact time machine. Once arriving in the future, Cell would flare his ki, and shortly after, the immortal Zamasu would arrive, demanding the location of Goku Black. Cell simply tells the Kai that Goku Black is dead, and shortly, so will he. Cell then shoots a single ki blast at the Kai, seemingly killing him, but then Zamasu would quickly regenerate, and Cell would realise Zamasu wished for immortality. However, Cell is incredibly intelligent, and he would instantly formulate a plan. Cell, for the first time, would create Cell Juniors, since this Cell has never done it before. Cell would then order the Cell Juniors to attack Zamasu, and they would do so, easily overwhelming the Kai. Cell would then grab Trunks' shoulder, then teleporting them to New Namek, which had stayed hidden from Goku Black and Zamasu. Cell would then request to use the Dragon Balls, saying he was a friend of Goku. Since the Namekians still owe Goku for saving them all, they would allow Cell and Trunks to use the Dragon Balls. This Porunga is much stronger than any version of Porunga we have seen in canon, and they have 3 wishes. Cell's first wish is to remove Zamasu's immortality. His second wish is to reverse all the damage done by Zamasu and Goku Black, and for his final wish, he revives the Supreme Kai. Porunga grants all the wishes, and he then disappears. Cell and Trunks then head back to Earth, where they see Zamasu was completely destroyed by the Cell Juniors. Cell then tells Trunks that now Shin was revived, so will Beerus, and Whis will once again be active. He advises Trunks to go over to Shin, since he is now revived, and he should wait for an angry Beerus to arrive. Trunks should then explain everything that happened to both Shin and Beerus, and he should then try to train under Beerus and Whis. He advises Trunks mentions the Super Saiyan God while doing so. Before Trunks can even bring up the Earth not being protected, Cell says the Cell Juniors will remain in Trunks' timeline, and they will protect the Earth with ease. Trunks would attempt to thank Cell, however the bio-android would not allow him to do so, saying he does not deserve it. He is simply repenting for his sins. Cell would then return back to the present timeline with the time machine, and we now head to the Tournament of Power. The team remains the same, other than Cell replacing Boo/Frieza. It will be much harder to convince the androids this time around since they still don't entirely forgive Cell. However, with the fate of the universe at risk, they would still join the Universe 7 team. Cell will decide to get into as little fights as possible in the beginning of the tournament, wanting to conserve his energy and observe his opponents. However, when Goku forms a Spirit Bomb, Cell would give Goku a huge amount of energy, making a Spirit Bomb much stronger, and when Goku accesses Ultra Instinct Omen, he is much more powerful than his canon self. But even though Goku is a lot stronger, he still isn't able to close the gap between himself and Jiren. And even though Jiren needs to exert a lot more power than he expected, he still beats Goku in relatively the same way. Cell would be intrigued with Ultra Instinct, thinking that once he becomes a God of Destruction, he has to achieve that power. However, that is a thought for another time. And after healing Goku, and Goku goes on to fight Kale and Caulifla, Cell would sense an interesting energy. He senses Toppo, and Cell quickly realises that much like himself, Toppo is a God of Destruction candidate. Cell would interrupt Vegeta and Toppo's battle, telling the prince that Toppo is his. Vegeta would scoff, saying very well, but if Cell steals another one of his opponents, he will regret it. Cell and Toppo would begin their battle, the two talking about their experiences and the reasons they want to become the God of Destruction of their respective universes. However, since Toppo isn't provoked, he wouldn't throw away his pride, and Cell would knock him out of the ring after their insightful discussion. Around this time, Goku, Vegeta, Android 17 and Gohan would all be facing off against Jiren. Gohan still being in the tournament since he was able to defeat Dispo on his own because of his power. Gohan being relative to this timeline's Blue Kaioken x 20 and Blue Evolution Saiyans. Jiren is being pushed, still not using full power, but he is getting annoyed. Jiren would first knock out Android 17, and Vegeta shortly after, leaving Goku and Gohan to face Jiren when Cell steps in to help them out. Cell tells Gohan and Goku to regain their energy, while he temporarily faces Jiren alone. The two talk about their ideologies, and Cell is able to contend with Jiren surprisingly well. However, Cell would eventually be knocked away, and Goku would step up to face Jiren once again, unlocking Ultra Instinct Omen once again, and this time achieving the white-haired form. Jiren would still break his limits against Goku, however this time Goku does have a much greater advantage against Jiren, and their battle would end much faster in this version of events. However, because of how much energy he uses, Goku's body would still give out, and Jiren would nearly knock him out of the ring, but Cell saved him. Cell would stand in front of Jiren, ripping off his gi, and Gohan would stand next to him, powering up to his fullest. After a short time, the two would get Jiren on his knees, defeated. However, with encouragement from Toppo, Jiren would stand back up, powering up once again. Cell and Gohan would jump back, but instead of trying to hold Jiren's power back with their bare hands, the two fire full power Kamehamehas as they attempt to hold off the energy emitted by Jiren. It would seem Jiren's energy is about to overpower Cell and Gohan's combined Kamehameha. However, Cell would say that he didn't think he would need to use this, but very well. Cell would scream, Kaioken x 100, putting himself in pure agony, but with the short burst in power, the combined Kamehameha easily overpowers Jiren's energy, and knocks the Pride Trooper out of the ring. Cell quickly reverts to base form, nearly dying from the experience, however he survived in the end. Cell would be crowned the MVP, and he would wish to revive all the universes. So we then head to the Moro arc. With everyone being stronger and Cell also being there on Namek to fight Moro for the first time, it would be very easy to defeat Moro. Moro would steal a bit of energy, but then Cell would just stab Moro with his tail, taking it back, and he would swiftly Hakai the Magician. We now head back to Beerus World, where Cell finally challenges Beerus for the position of God of Destruction. Beerus would obviously accept this challenge, and Cell and Beerus would have an incredible battle. Cell has gotten a lot stronger from the Tournament of Power, and he doesn't even need Kaioken times 100 to beat the God of Destruction. Cell would then go on to become the God of Destruction for Universe 7, training under Whis to access and master Ultra Instinct, which after some time he would accomplish. Goku and Vegeta still train on Beerus World, and Beerus, now not being a God of Destruction, would reside on Earth, and all his expenses would be paid for by Capsule Corp. Cell would become the greatest God of Destruction, not only in terms of power, but in terms of efficiency, raising his universe's mortal level until their universe has the highest mortal level out of them all, working with the Kais perfectly, and Universe 7 would become the example of a good universe. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did then make sure to like, comment and please do subscribe. It is quick and easy to do. Make sure to comment down below what series you want to see next, and yeah, goodbye guys.